Hi, this is Axel Woolley Pan, and you're watching CMS TV.
And happy Monday to you.
Howdy, folks.
Seth Williams Show, Chris Aiken. It's a Monday. We are hanging out. We are ready to go today, I think.
I think so.
You ready to go? I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I feel much better, finally.
Good.
Jeez, man, that took a long time. I literally didn't get out of bed until like Saturday.
Did you have the vid?
No vid. I was, of course, it was nice of them to call me today from a doctor's appointment Thursday to say, oh, by the way, you do not have COVID.
There you go.
But, I was like, gee, thanks for the follow-up, but no, I just had, and I don't know if you've heard this term before. This was new to me. I had what they're calling deep flu.
Deep flu.
Deep flu.
Not regular flu, the deep flu.
I had the deep flu, which, as I understand it, which, anybody that might be a doctor or something listening can explain more because I didn't really ask any questions. I didn't care. They say that that's somewhere between the flu and, like, pneumonia. Is the deep flu.
The deep flu.
The deep flu.
Not quite really bad, but not good enough to be just the flu. Okay.
Yeah. It was bad enough that they had to stick a needle in my ass, but not bad enough to where I had to be hospitalized.
You had a needle stuck in your ass?
Yeah, they popped it. They gave me the antibiotic shot, whatever that was. Hopefully not the jab.
I was taking antibiotics for something else, but we won't get into that on this show. My daughter watches the show, so...
The drip?
No, it's just a toothache.
It's like your daughter's on vacation, and she ain't watching the show.
Yes. Well, I mean, she could be watching. She's in a hotel right now, so she could listen to...
She's not watching right now. You think...
Well, she might. She bought me this shirt. It's like a Hulk Hogan shirt.
Nice.
Because she knows I like Hulk Hogan. So she got me this shirt for Father's Day, and so I told her I'd wear it on the show today.
Oh, that's nice.
So.
Well, in that case, it was just for a toothache.
Yes, it was just for the toothache.
Drip meant a drip from your tooth into your mouth.
The tooth, yes. Did you have a nice Father's Day?
Working Father's Day, kind of. I'm so behind from laying in bed for a week that yesterday was a work day. I mean, I heard from my kids, which is nice, but dude, I think I've told you this before. I am not holiday guy.
Yeah, I know.
I just don't care. My daughter, she was like halfway leaning toward, oh, I'm going to come over and bring you some dinner, make you some dinner or something. And then she was like, but if you still have anything lingering, I don't want to get sick because I don't want to miss work. And I was like, yeah, just stay home. It's fine. And then I heard from my son in Pittsburgh. He just, he dropped me a quick line to say Happy Father's Day. And I heard from my other son who lives here. He, of course, Happy Father's Day'd me and, got the normal round of texts and phone calls and stuff from my mom and from people. But yeah, other than that, dude, I mean, I really didn't do anything other than bust out work because I needed to get caught up some.
See, like I'd say this is probably the maybe 10th year in a row.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter generally goes on vacation to visit my dad in South Carolina and stuff like that. And so for like the 10th year in a row, she missed Father's Day, and at least this year she'll be back for my birthday.
Well, that's good.
July 1st, I think it's my first day back from vacation. It's a Monday, so I will be birthdaying it up here on the show.
Okay.
But so at least she'll be back for that. But it does suck like every year she's gone for Father's Day. But at least she's with my dad, so I mean, at least it's something kind of cool.
Well, I don't know how you feel about this, but dude, to me, every day that my kids are above ground and not hating me is Father's Day.
Amen to that.
I do not need a special day. As long as I can call my kids and they'll answer the phone and not be like, "What do you want, asshole?" That's Father's Day to me. They're all Father's Day.
And this kind of leads into what I want to talk about coming up here.
Yeah.
Before we have our band member come on.
Okay.
Smile Empty Soul, correct? Coming on
yes,
today?
Sean Davidson from Smile Empty Soul.
If you know the song "Bottom of a Bottle" from back in the day, it was a fantastic tune. So they were a good band, man. I like them. I like the new song I heard today. So that's looking forward to talking to him in just a little bit. Plus, I think that he leans a little bit more my direction.
Oh, I think he's definitely going up the hill to the right versus to the left.
Speaking of the left and social media is what I kind of want to talk about the first half hour.
Yeah.
Certain days that need to be recognized and certain things that don't need to be recognized.
Sure.
And so I apologize if I offend anybody listening, but I don't give a fuck anymore. I've decided that I have a mental illness when it comes to social media. I wanted to step up my game a little bit.
Okay.
Because I thought, all right, this is the wave of the future. I need to step up the game a little bit, and I need to be more active on social media, which means posting more or, on Twitter or whatever it is, and maybe, get a little political and a little bit controversial when it comes to posts.
Okay.
Because, it's kind of what I do for a living with radio and stuff like that. And so, it's, I need to step up the game a little bit.
Well, sure.
I've decided now that it's a mental illness and I need to burn all computers in my house except for this one that I can do the show on and throw the phone out the window, light it on fire, and stomp on it. Because social media is the devil. And people on there are the most terrible people on the face of the earth. Now, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
The left, and we know plenty of people on the left. Some used to be here on the show, and we know some people that are left-leaning people. Mm-hmm. They demand tolerance. You have to tolerate everything that they do. You have to tolerate Black Lives Matter. You have to tolerate Pride Month. You have to tolerate Asian Pacific Islander Month, Black History Month, Native American Month. All these different things you have to tolerate because you have to be that way. You can't be an American first guy. You have to be tolerant of everybody.
Right.
Yet these bastards are the first people to not be tolerant to anybody with a differing opinion. They hate Donald Trump with no tolerance at all. They hate anybody that has an opinion that is not pro what they believe. The tolerance stops at what they want. And it's disgusting at this point. And I don't know what else to do but to say I can't be on social media anymore because it literally makes me sick.
Well, dude, first of all, you do have a mental illness with social media. I don't think it's the posting part of it. I think it's it's more the, I think me and you talked about this on the phone. I think it's more of you take it so personal.
All right.
You literally, if somebody says Joe Biden is doing a great job, you take that as a personal insult to you, not just a stupid statement.
I take that as a personal attack on the country that I love.
As well as a personal statement.
I consider myself a patriot to this country. I was never able to fight in any kind of war. I was never in any armed services or anything like that. God bless those guys that are. But I'm a patriot to this country, and I'm seeing it in a downward spiral, decline like never before. And I don't like the way that it's headed.
Right. I don't blame you. I don't.
Right. That's not social media. You're right. I do have to keep one device strictly for porn.
That's right.
Like a burner phone for porn.
Or just a Twitter account.
Whatever. So
no, dude. I don't disagree with you. I do slightly. I think because we're in the moment, we think that what we're going through is the worst thing ever, and it's bad. It's pretty damn bad. But I think because we were too young, we don't remember 79. I just had this conversation with my mom over the weekend, and she said to me that she thinks that this is worse, but it's on the same level as 1979 when inflation was crazy and there was no fuel, and if you ran out of gas, you had to sit in line for 6 hours and push your car into the gas station and everything else.
I agree.
So,
but I don't think democracy has ever been on the line like it is now. I really don't. I think the downward spiral of the republic itself is at stake with the left, the way that it's pushing things. And what's funny is they like to project that on Donald Trump. They like to actually project it. And people that project stuff are the ones that are actually fucking doing it. And what they do is they project it onto Donald Trump that he's the threat to democracy when it's them. When they're trying to take a guy off the ballot altogether, that's a threat to democracy. When they're pushing ideals onto children and trying to create a voting bloc of illegals, that's a threat to democracy. That's not what's going on with Donald Trump. We had 4 years of Donald Trump and democracy survived. What's not surviving is keeping these people in office because they will destroy it altogether with their ideals. When you groom children from toddler age on up through college to have your ideals and your ideology, that is a threat to democracy. When you bring in tens of millions of illegals into this country, then give them voting rights, which you're trying to do, that's a threat to democracy.
Don't disagree.
Donald Trump doesn't do that.
No, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But my only throwback, and again, I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit here, so I don't even know that I believe fully what I'm about to say. But I do know it to be a truth. In '79, we also had the same kind of split of attitude in the college campuses and in the mainstream, because there were quite a few people in that era that were pushing for giving the Iranians what they wanted. They wanted to, in exchange for hostages, they wanted to change our life. They were willing to give up our rights in exchange for these 100 people or whatever that were hot. So it's a similar.
But again, you're talking about one aspect. I'm talking about an entire thing.
Well, no, and again, I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. I'm just trying to say it's not as this is the only time this has ever happened. Is all I'm trying to say.
I really think that this is the one time the democracy's on the line. When you talk about a president that we have now, if you can call him that, who one freezes down and just stands there, still doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and Obama had to carry him off stage the other night because he's just frozen there again. But you're talking about a guy that calls again Donald Trump a dictator, and yet you're talking about a guy that defied the Supreme Court and gave people tons of money for free colleges and everything. He's the dictator. When they
I agree. I do.
The opposite. So. But again, I really truly believe that this is the downfall, and social media is just part of it. I mean, they actually, the Surgeon General actually did something which I agree with, putting a warning label on social media, just like they do for cigarettes and everything else.
Social media, what social media has done, has damaged, in my mind, more than anything else, is it has taken away the ability to have critical thought. People are so afraid to have critical thought, which might offend their personal friends, that all see everything that they speak on every single day on social media. So they limit their personal thought. They limit their thought of, well, maybe there is a point to what Donald Trump is saying. I'll just use an easy example. They'll limit that because they don't want their friends to yap at them and say, oh, how can you support Donald Trump? They say that kind of shit, and it's ironic, dude. I'll share a conversation that I had with a guest that we had recently on the show, and I won't say which one because I don't want to poison their thing. But I had a conversation with one of our guests that we had on recently, and I told you about this, where they went to our website and thought that we were anti-Trump. And they were willing to join the show. They were willing to do the show because they thought from one of the YouTube thumbnail covers, that we were an anti-Trump show. And then when I explained to that person that we're not, then they're like, "Oh man, how can that be?" And I talked to her about it for like 20 minutes or so. And obviously we didn't have a guest cancel.
But I will say this though, because I know who you're talking about. I thought that the interview, I could tell that there was tension.
Of course. At first, sure.
And I don't think that the interview was as good as it maybe could have been if it wasn't for the fact that she knew what was going on.
And that's probably true. But at least she didn't just blanket like most people do. Like, you guys don't agree with what I do, so I'm gonna boycott you.
So I have two social media stories that are the reason why I'm done with social media. I'm assuming I'm going to get through one before our guest comes on, but I'll try to get through both. If not, we'll talk about it after the guest is on. But first one, our old buddy who used to be on the show posted something on the WNIR like fan page or whatever it is.
Okay.
And it was a shot at Donald Trump, and it happened on D-Day that he posted this. A shot at Donald Trump. And so I posted something to the effect of, I don't know why they let these people on here and, disrespectful post on, D-Day of all things. I think it's ridiculous, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy attacks the shit out of me. Well, apparently they let everybody on here considering you're here. And so I fired back with something because now I'm just pissed. And, that was a shot against me. Fine. And so I fired back at this guy. I was like, oh, great. You're really good there, buddy. You made me cry. Maybe I'm so upset. You're a hack. Go back to whatever the hell you were doing before you involved yourself in my post. And so I said something shitty back to him like that. And then he goes back at me. So now we're arguing back and forth like two fucking idiots on social media. And I look at his profile, right?
Yeah.
And he's a Navy guy. And he's an anti-Biden guy. And I said to him, I don't know what you're talking about here. I don't know why we are arguing. I was like, we're on the same side here. The guy who posted this is a shithead who said something
right
or anti-Trump on D-Day, and I was standing up for the military. And so now we're going back and forth, and actually it turned out to be great, and he said he was going to start listening to the podcast, whatever, and it ended up being okay. But my point is that you had two guys that actually agreed with each other on everything. And him and I should actually be friends. In fact, when I looked, he's got mutual friends of mine.
Sure.
And we should actually be friends. And this guy looks pretty cool. A big dude, and he's a Navy guy and a vet. And so I'm like, this guy's awesome.
Right.
But yet we're arguing like 12-year-olds because social media is a dick and you shouldn't use it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
what?
most people these days, and I don't know if you're seeing this or not, but in my world, most of my friends have stopped using it. Like I used to be that if I wanted to see what was going on a Friday, I could usually go on Friday morning, go to my social media, and all my friends would have, hey, we'll see everybody out at the XYZ bar on Euclid and 5th, or where, whatever. I could find out what people were doing, and that was why I was involved in it, was because I could find out where everybody was, and I could make some decisions on what I wanted to do. I don't see any of that anymore. Now, all I see on social media is pictures after an event and people bitching about every other stupid fucking thing. The WNBA or whatever.
That's me. I'm going to take every motherfucking picture I can take when I go on vacation here in a week. And I like taking pictures of me and my daughter. And I like posting stuff, Happy Father's Day and all that kind of crap. And I use it for that. But when I tried to get political on this stuff, it's just backfiring on me like big time. Because, I'm too emotional when it comes to this stuff. So the other day, another one, ice cream place that I absolutely love. I mean, ice cream is fantastic. It's called Scoop. I've talked about it on the show before. It's out in Barberton, and I think they have another one in Seville. Some of the best ice cream I've ever had in my life. It's custard. It's beautiful. It's smooth. I can talk about this stuff all day long. It's just great. But they had a post on Facebook, and it was talking about their Pride Sunday. And it's got like white cake and rainbow sprinkles and whipped cream, and it's a Pride Sunday. And I think that whoever owns it, whatever, I don't know their story, so I'm not going to talk about their story. But there's like hundreds of comments and thousands of likes and there's like some hate comments and there's people yelling at the haters and all this kind of stuff. And now all I did was put on there, and I should have just left it alone. I should have just not said a freaking thing.
Yeah.
But I did. I said, I don't understand why we have to celebrate somebody's sexual preference with ice cream. That's all I said.
Yeah, you bastard! How dare you?
I think I ended up, at the end of it, I said, I don't care who you sleep with. It doesn't matter to me. But can we just leave it off the ice cream?
Can we just talk about ice cream?
Yeah, and all of a sudden, dude, I'm the biggest fucking homophobe that you've ever heard in your entire life. I'm being attacked all over the place. Now, this one idiot on this post actually had the nerve to look up, I guess, my profile or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they said something to the effect of, "You're an amputee. Why do you have to shove that in everybody's face by wearing your prosthetic leg out in public?" What? Now, I'd like to think that, okay, a medical disability is different from being gay. And I said, "You're standing up for being gay." I was like, "Do you consider it a medical disability?" Because most people don't. I don't think that's a disability. I don't care who you're with. I just said, could we leave it out of ice cream? And I'm being attacked for being an amputee and showing it in public. Like, I'm not above having a little dark chocolate there.
That's right.
Definitely not only like vanilla.
That's right.
I'm a wide variety ice cream lover.
Yeah, I did.
Is it attacked because I'm an amputee and I have a prosthetic leg? You're comparing that to Pride Month? I hate to tell you, there is an amputee month, and I didn't celebrate it for one fucking day.
Wait a minute. We celebrated it for the whole month.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got all kind of benefits and freebies. In fact, I forgot to try Scoop's Amputee Sunday while I was there.
Right.
Is it
comes
missing,
comes with half a spoon.
Yeah. I don't remember Scoops rushing out to make an Amputee Sunday for me. No. Where's their Cancer Sunday? Where's everything else that there's a month for? But you have to, have a special Sunday because you're gay? What else? Where's the AIDS Sunday? Where's everybody else's month? I didn't see you have an Asian Pacific Islander Sunday. I don't understand why it's celebrated like this. And that's all I was saying. I don't care who you have sex with. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care who you love. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that we're constantly grooming children and showing these different lifestyles that they don't need to be shown at an early age. Keep it out of a fucking ice cream store. That's all I was asking. And I asked it a nice way, and then I get attacked for being an amputee. Like, that was, because I chose that.
Do you think Scoops will have free chocolate on Sundays on Wednesday for Juneteenth?
I don't think so. I don't think they have their special brown Sunday, chocolate Sunday for Black History Month either.
Yeah, all of February. That would be a good promotion for them, wouldn't it?
So frustrating. And then after they got all this stuff, all this hate or whatever, they had to take a picture for Flag Day showing the American flag hanging outside their building. Good for them. But I wasn't asking anything to be mean. I wasn't trying to be a dick. I was just trying to ask a simple question. Why does it have to be discussed in an ice cream store and I get attacked for being I'm not a homophobe. I don't care. What don't people, how many times do you have to say I don't care before they realize it? But again, the tolerance on the left stops with their shit.
Sure. Well, but you do care. Just in the opposite. You don't care what people do. You do care when they throw it up in your face.
It's not even a matter of throwing it up in my face. It's a matter of, do you see what they're doing to children? I just watched a video the other day of a summer camp where they have kids that are 5, 6 years old yelling, "It's okay to be gay," and they took a video of it. They're children.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're indoctrinating them. Well, we saw that video, last week, though. We're coming for them, and we're going to get them.
I don't think the colleges should be indoctrinating people that are 18, 19, 20 years old, much less camps indoctrinating kids that are 5 and 6 years old. I just don't think that's right. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
But again, the tolerance stops on the left when it comes to what they want. The Boy Scouts renamed themselves. They're no longer the Boy Scouts because it's not.
Well, it's whoever.
Everybody.
It's whoever's the loudest. And thankfully, and I know, dude, we're at a painful point in history right now. Because believe it or not, as bad as it feels right now and as bad as it seems, it's actually swinging the other way. It's actually going back to normal. I'm seeing a whole lot more of people pushing back on this stuff. Look at the professional football teams, dude. A quarter of the league said no to Pride Month. That's astounding right now to me.
I agree.
That what was it, 10 or 11 of the NFL teams did not and are not acknowledging Pride Month? That's amazing to me. And we don't see any boycotts of it either. Have you noticed that you haven't seen? There's nobody hanging out down at Brown Stadium boycotting.
Right. No.
Because people are sick of it. People are done with the onslaught of being told what they... I don't even think people give a shit about what the issue is. I think just in general, right-leaning people are done with taking what left-leaning lunatics say about them to heart. I think we're just done. Oh, you think I'm a homophobe? Fine. Add that to the list. You think I'm a racist? Fine, add it to the list. As far as I'm concerned, that just opens me up to actually doing more stuff that you might not like.
Problem is,
not less.
I'm not one of those things. I'm not an ist. I'm not a phobe.
So then why would somebody saying it to you bother you? It doesn't matter. What does it matter that some dummy that you're never going to meet on an ice cream website says, well, you're a homophobe? Who cares?
I'm not saying that it bothers me per se, but it
does bother you.
What bothers me is that's like the makeup of half this country anymore, it seems like. And like, I don't understand it. I don't understand where you can get away. I can't say what I want to say, but you can say whatever the fuck you want to say about me.
Yeah. Well, until you devalue the words completely, then they're going to keep using them. And but you did because you reacted. You reacted to it.
I didn't attack this idiot named Darcy whatever on Facebook.
I didn't say attack. I said reacted.
They attacked me. For what? Because I asked a question? Because I have a problem with something? Instead of having a discussion with me, you want to attack me? Go fuck yourself.
Dude, we get, on CMS especially, we get racist and homophobe stuff all the time. Because we make a lot of racial jokes and we make a lot of gay jokes. And I say that in all honesty, and I don't care if it's racist or not. But the truth is, whenever anybody calls me something like that, like on a YouTube post or whatever, you know what my answer always is? You're right, I am. Because then what can they say? They can't say anything. The only thing they can do is be like, well, fuck you and unsubscribe. And I don't want them there anyway. If they can't tell when I'm telling a joke, or if they can't tell that that's my attitude, then fuck them. I don't need them. I don't need them in my life, and they're not in my life anyway.
I don't know, man. It's frustrating to me because it seems like when I have an opinion, just because I'm on the right side of things,
yeah,
and the left doesn't want to be tolerant towards me, but they demand tolerance from me, it pisses me off. But then I sit there and I go, dude, I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm sitting there arguing like a 12-year-old on social media with these people.
Yeah, get away from it.
Just even dumber than ever.
Dude, you just can't let it. You can't let people that you don't... You know, I'm sure in your neighborhood there's 3 houses down from you. What's that guy's politics? You don't know. No. That guy might have been the guy that was arguing with you on Facebook. You don't know. So why would you give him why would you give him, because he's on some dumb website, why would you give him any more power than you do now if he lives 25 feet from you?
Today I wore a shirt. It's an unvaxxed villain on it. All right?
Yeah.
Because of the vaccine.
Right.
And the cashier behind the fucking counter was looking at me like I had 12 heads. I see her every day, and she didn't want to sell me my shit. And I had to sit there and go, all right, seriously, bring me up, please. I'm wearing a T-shirt. It's really, really bad anymore.
Yeah, you just got to fight him. Yeah, we do. And he's probably like, what am I walking into with this shit? Jesus.
You gonna play the music?
I will play the music. Of course, you all know the bands. Smile Empty Soul. Been here for, I hate to say how many years. I won't say how many years. I'll just say it's been more than a minute, less than a eternity. But they've been killing it since they came up in 2003. So let's play their biggest hit, I think, and then we'll come back and we will talk with Sean Davidson of the band Smile Empty Soul. We'll talk about what he's doing, what he did then, what they're doing now with their new song Savior. Play a little of that at the end. So hang out. It is Smile Empty Soul next on The Seth Williams Show.
Charlie Kendall's Metal Shop is now available on demand. Go to Mixcloud.com/Metal Shop, and you got us. The latest Metal Shop shows in their entirety, absolutely free. Metal Shop, the only show with teeth.